These damn Democrats has all this work cut out for me in fixing these schools. See, I want our kids to have a successful future, not one that depends on being desperate and being vulnerable to any predator or pedophile that's out there. What I'm going to start doing is making sure our kids know that their governor loves them. First thing I'm going to do is make sure we get the death penalty back in Virginia. Our kids ain't going to be scared of what's going to be a future serial killer, and they practicing their craft. We're not going to have these serial killers practicing their craft in our schools. Not going to happen. See, if you want to identify as a lion, tiger, and bear, I'm going to make sure you identify as a jail inmate in the proper jail that's assigned to your gender at birth. I'm not playing no nonsense games with the transgender community at all. That's some crap you decide to do to yourself, and that's some nonsense that we ain't going to tolerate. I'm going to rip down every single rainbow flag that is in our schools, and it's going to only be the United States of America flag and the Virginia flag. I don't want to hear nothing about what your sex life is and how you feel that you're going to die if you can't have sex with who you want to have sex with. That's called that crap that them liberals gave you. So I'm letting you know the game plan ahead of time. Then I said for the bullies, y'all gonna walk around with body-worn cameras. So when we have to pull it, your parents can see how you acted. And what I'm gonna tell them, guess what? Your child is not gonna be in our schools. They're gonna be either at home with you, and once the law changes, they're gonna be in a corrective institution. Because we ain't gonna tolerate none of this nonsense that's going on in these schools. These kids talk more about sex and music than they do about math, science, reading, anything that the school's supposed to be teaching, they are not talking about. Many of them scared to even go to school. And we're going to have a right to school. Meaning, when kids go to school, if another kid attacks them, they will be charged with a felony. We will also encourage our kids to fight back. And guess what's going to also happen? We are going to order up body-worn cameras for the teachers as well as the bad kids. Yes, we are. Because I have noticed a couple of things. When kids are around bad kids, they become bad. When kids have to deal with their own crap and the bad kids don't want to hang out with them, they start to see it from a different lens. Because nobody wants to be around a snitch and you wearing the camera on you. And you have to wear it. See, we got to get out of this game of putting our teachers and students at risk for the worst of worst in society. And we have to make sure these parents are more accountable for what their kids do. And that's the best way for Virginia to run and operate. So I'm going to make sure when we have a problem in our schools, we know exactly how it happened, where it started from, and what we need to get done to address the issue. We are not going to have parents talking about, oh, we went to the schools, they didn't do anything. We went to the school board, they didn't do anything. Guess what? Merle Rutledge is, that's all you need to know for your vote. They'll say, no, Merle Rutledge got this. Our kids is going to go to school safe. He's making sure our kids don't get touched from the time frame they get out the door between these hours, and what kids is going to know, and they're going to see it over their nice little TVs in their classroom, my face saying, when you leave the school, go home and do your homework or go to the extracurricular activity that you have to do. But what you're not going to do, you're not going to shoot another kid, you're not going to get into any fights, because guess what? We're going to address that issue too. And you want to look like your friends, because we have to show examples. So we're going to make sure we are exercising and enforcing these rules strictly by the book, because I want kids to see that. And then they're going to say, you know what, I ain't going to fight the other kid. I ain't going to do that, because you see what happened to the other one right there? Yeah, he's wearing a body-worn camera right now. He's wearing a GPS tracking device right now. Wherever he goes, they know. If he takes it off, he's not going home. That's the thing. We got to stop sending the kids back home to where the problem originated. That's why I find it very important for our troubled kids and youth to be sent to a place where they can get not only help with their education, but help resolving disputes. Because in that institution, it's going to be built like a jail, but it's going to be built for a place of learning. So you're not going to get a time or a chance to be up on the phone talking to your boys about doing another rep, whatever y'all want to call it. You're going to be up in there talking about, I got to get my homework done or I can't get out of here. And guess what? By the time frame they make it home after we did all of this corrective action, guess what? That child's going to be ready to go back to school, because they don't ever want to go back down that road again. And guess what they're going to say? Merle Rutledge saved my life. My parents stayed on me. They saved my life. Y'all was going to have me killed. I've seen a lot of my friends, they ain't even here anymore. I could have been one of them. Guess what? You're not going to be one of them if you follow the game plan and stay out of trouble. See, nobody's life going to be disturbed that is doing the right thing. But we are going to make sure that we don't have this nonsense going on anymore. Because our schools, when our teachers tell us they never seen behavior like this before from the kids, that says a lot. They're talking from, I don't have to basically care about whether the school fires me or not, because I'm going to stick to telling people the truth about what's happening at these schools. And what we're going to do is get some order. And hopefully the parents that's out there doing all the dumb nonsense and all that crap, guess what? You're going to see how they behave, and hopefully you stay on top of them being in that direction. Or we hope that they have learned enough and are prepared to step away from you and step into their dreams and goals and careers that you tried to deny them. Because we can't keep playing this back and forth and trying to figure out where the motives is at. We need to see where the conclusion ends. And that's where our kids graduating and becoming productive citizens, not criminals. God bless you and God bless America.